In the wake of the tragic assassination of Charlie Kirk, a lot of America's self-proclaimed free speech warriors on the right have suddenly become very concerned about hate speech, something that they previously never thought existed. And we have a very prominent one of those, that being Donald Trump. He was speaking with Fox News' Martha McCallum, and suddenly he implied that not only is he concerned about hate speech, but now he thinks maybe even Charlie Kirk would be.
Charlie said, that there was no such thing as hate speech. He obviously, no one anticipated what happened to Charlie, but you have always been in favor of free speech.
Yeah, so Donald Trump is attempting to not only put words into the mouth of someone who just tragically died, but that would directly contradict what that person has said. And I understand that he's Donald Trump, and so he can say literally anything he wants, and MAGA isn't gonna have a problem with it. But I just wanna say, I think that is grotesque. I think who the hell are you to say who the slain, or say what the slain would say about a particular topic, especially when they weren't ambiguous about it. They were super, look at this tweet. Hate speech does not exist legally in America. There's ugly speech, there's gross speech, there's evil speech, and all of it is protected by the First Amendment. Keep America free. Whether you agree with that tweet by Charlie Kirk or not, that is clearly what he believed. And now in swoops Donald Trump to be like, nah, whatever. I wanna do this thing, he'd agree with me. Just take my word for it, he'd agree with me. I think that is grotesque. I look, in my view, and I understand I'm just speaking for myself, I think it's grosser than anything Jimmy Kimmel said, but it's Donald Trump, so I'm sure he'll get away with it. But in any event, we do have a second clip we wanna show you. If we could jump ahead to the fourth video. Donald Trump has been on a tear recently to make it very explicit that just getting rid of Jimmy Kimmel isn't enough. The news apparently isn't allowed to criticize him anymore.
I'm a very strong person for free speech. At the same time, when you have networks that where I won an election, like in counties, I guess it's 2,600 to 525. That's called landslide, a landslide times two. When you have that level of popularity or voter support, as I did in the last election, and yet 97 and 94%, different numbers, you see different numbers with different stats, but 97, 94, 95, 96% of the people are against me in the sense of the newscasts are against me. The stories are they said 97% bad. So they gave me 97, they'll take a great story and they'll make it bad. See, I think that's really illegal, personally. When somebody is given 97% of the stories are bad about a person, that's no longer free speech, that's just cheating. And they cheat. And they become really members of the Democrat National Committee.
Yeah, so every single word that he uttered there, and it took so long for him to utter. Like, if you're gonna say something fascistic, can you get to the authoritarian point? You just drag it out like that? He's not strong, least of all on the First Amendment. Or probably least of all in terms of his body. Second least of all in the First Amendment. He doesn't believe that the news should be able to criticize him. They can make anything sound bad. Look, I can actually demonstrate it right here. So it was recently revealed through amazing reporting that he dispatched Steve Witkoff. And Steve Witkoff got this guy from the UAE to give $2 billion to his crypto company. And then 10 days after that, they gave the UAE access to all of these incredibly sensitive and powerful chips for doing like AI and stuff. And that seems like the most epic corruption we've ever seen in America. See how I made that sound bad? Oh, sorry, am I cheating? Am I being unfair to Donald Trump? By the way, you notice what he did, kind of a version of the thing that right wingers always do online? I won X counties to 500. Why are you talking about counties? Why don't you talk about people? Why don't you talk about how you didn't even hit 50% of the popular vote? I mean, if you had a landslide times two, Joe Biden whooped your ass by like millions of votes more. It's amazing that Fox was able to get through there criticizing a guy who was objectively more popular than you. By the way, only 49% of Republicans as of this morning believe the country is going in the right direction. So at this point, the majority of Republicans don't even support you. Can we report the news now? So anyway, it's super clear that this is not just about late night comedians. He wants an end, not just to jokes, but to reporting. He wants to continue to engage in the most transparent corruption America has ever seen. And he wants news agencies, whether it's TV channels, magazines, newspapers, he wants them to be terrified of action by the federal government, so terrified that they won't actually report on it in the first place. Elliot, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I remember growing up and hearing people talk about, the first half of your life, you're kind of just wanting to accomplish things and get stuff done. And then the second half of your life, and especially toward the end, you start having like some kind of self-reflection and looking back and really thinking about everything in a more holistic way. I feel like if Trump is watching these things and like 97% of the reporting is not what he wants, that is a great opportunity to like slow down and be like, maybe like, I could improve a couple of things. Like the lack of self-awareness on this dude is incredible. And it's like, dude, you're in your golden days, hours potentially. He's not looking good in that video either. And it was painful to listen to him say that. It was like, we can get the words out, you wanna pull it out, but they come out in the wrong order, so.
Yeah, Trey?
Man, that clip, like you said, the whole time I almost started like yelling at the thing, like just say it. What are you? Like it will never not astound me, I don't think. Anytime I see him speak, just thinking about the fact that millions of our fellow Americans can see that same thing and be like, truly this guy's a cut above intellectually. Like this is the type of very stable genius that should be running the entire country. Like that'll lay politics and everything else about him aside. Just that by itself.
Yeah.
Just how bad he is at words. How dumb he seems. Like I just don't. I mean, but anyway, as far as this, he's talking about the negative coverage and all that stuff. It's like, it shouldn't be, newspapers shouldn't report things that are untrue or whatever. But like the thing is, you have to understand, to Trump and to MAGA or whatever, the way you determine whether or not something is untrue is by first determining whether or not you like it or it makes you feel good or bad. So like bad news is like, that's just automatically false. If it seems bad about Trump or about MAGA, that means it's false, completely irrespective of whether or not it happened in reality. Yeah. Like that's utterly irrelevant. It's all about how it makes you feel. And if you don't like the way it makes you feel, then it's made up and it's untrue. And it's like they would say the whole time during his like felony trials and stuff and all that, and they'd be like, the Democrats, it's politically motivated. They're, the Justice Department's weaponized. It's like it's a witch hunt, and the whole time it's like, okay, but but what if he did all the stuff, like, did you not like willing to consider that at all? But they don't. It's like, if it's good about him, it's true. If it's bad about him, it's bad, or it's false. I mean, and that's, so, they're all in lockstep on that. And we all continue to live in this two alternate realities, right? But yet the same country with the same government. So
yeah, you can sort of you can tell in the word choice that he uses there. Like he said that they're cheating, not that they're inaccurate. It's like it's mean. And he said in a couple of these interviews, he said it's 97% bad publicity, not that it's negative. It's all just about the image and all that. And in terms of his ability to express himself, I don't know if it's just that he's getting older. I know some people suspect that it's like dementia. I'm thinking maybe the fluid that's gathering in his ankles is supposed to be lubricating his neurons or something. Like maybe it's an issue of water distribution, but regardless, I think he's noticeably lost a step.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.